What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky B here, back with all the news after Week 7 of our Columbus Aviators franchise. The Aviators are on a bye week right now, but we do have some stuff to go over. I forgot to check the injuries at the end of last video, which is fine because having this dual bye week definitely helps us here, or these dual news videos, I should say. So we'll definitely go check on the injury to Marcus Mariota. And we're going to have to check out some other things as well. Let's go ahead and move down. We did make that trade for McCourty last time. So we're going to have to hope that that pans out for us, man. I'm definitely a little bit nervous about making a move like that, especially considering the amount our secondary has been struggling anyway. But that's kind of the reason I made the trade. If our secondary is struggling with him, you know, how much worse could it really get is kind of the mentality I'm going to take on it. And again, this being a deep draft, we definitely want to stockpile on some picks as much as possible to help build the future of this team. So here we go. Let's go ahead, and we might be able to loop back around to scouting the first attribute for every player here. Actually, it might take one more go at it. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But I use this strategy because it kind of gives you an idea as who's worthy of scouting further and who is not. For instance, an undrafted player with a B grade is definitely a guy worth taking more of a look into. But if I see it's like a C-, I'm not going to waste any more scouting points on them. And I figured out this strategy, and it definitely works out pretty well for me. You really get a lot of scouting points with this new system, and it really allows you to kind of get a good feel of everybody in the draft, which, you know, it helps you find steals a little bit more, but in a way it's also a lot more realistic based on the fact that, you know, NFL teams do their homework. They're definitely prepared to make moves, and they know about every single player they're looking at. So let's go ahead and work on Stafford here. Get that zone coverage up. What's his awareness at this point in time? His awareness is so low. We got to work on that, man. We got to work on his awareness if he's going to be good at all. You know, and that's part of the reason the defense has probably been getting torn apart is low awareness like that. Now, he did get the start over Cersei because he's shown the ability to make more plays. But, you know, we also have been suffering a little bit in the passing game, and that's something to definitely be worried about. Huff's awareness is getting there. I don't think I want to need to work on his awareness anymore. So from now on, when Huff gets points, I can put it right into zone coverage, which should help, you know, our defense quite a bit in that regard. We'll save up some more points for everybody else and get back to that at a different time. Let's move forward here, see what we got going on. Injury report, I forgot last week. I will not do it this week. Let's go ahead and check it out. And Bishop Sankey only out one more week. Again, this bye week has helped us out a lot. Marcus Mariota out for 2 more weeks, so him and Harden will be coming out back at the same time. You know, with broken ribs, I kind of assumed it'd be a lot worse than that. Essentially, we're missing him for 3 games, which it's brutal. We saw how much Patrick struggled in that last game, and, you know, we could get 2 more losses very easily without him on the field. This is definitely something we're going to have to be a little bit worried about. We can rely on the run game a little bit more now that Sankey's coming back next week. McCluster kind of struggled last week as well in his first game back. We'll have to kind of see how that all plays out. We could be in for a world of hurt over these next 2 games, though. We're definitely going to need our defense to start stepping up a little bit more than they have been if we're going to have any kind of chance here. We're going up on the road against the Chargers. That's definitely not going to be an easy task. Luckily for us, the Texans did lose last week, so they're 4-3 right now, so we still have the division lead over them. The Chargers are 4-2. Let's go ahead and check out their injury report, seeing if they're missing anybody big, and then we'll check out their lineup as well after that. Here we go, Chargers. So they're missing Crawford. He is done for the season. Simon here, only gone for 1 more week. Chris Watt is out another week, and then Williams is out for 2 weeks. No huge injuries to them. You know, missing a good center. But nothing too bad for them. Not missing any star players or anything like that. Definitely we got the worst end of the injury bug. Let's go ahead and check out the Chargers lineup here. See what we will be facing. And at quarterback, it is definitely going to be Phillip Rivers, 89 overall. They have Ryan Lindley backing him up and Brad Sorensen behind him. At running back, Melvin Gordon, the second-year pro from Wisconsin, 83 overall. Danny Woodhead will be backing him up at fullback. They have Hilliard, 82 overall. Wide receiver, Keenan Allen, a great young player with Stevie Johnson, a good veteran. David Nelson, Jonathan Baldwin, and Ricardo Lockett coming over here. So, you know, they got their 2 good players here, and then they got some decent fillers beyond that. Josh Hill is going to be their tight end, 83 overall. Left tackle, Matt Khalil, Only a 78 overall, 93 overall left guard, though. Center, 74 overall, missing Watt in that regard there. So overall, looking through their offensive line, you know, it's not all that strong. They got a great left guard. Outside of that, it could be trouble for them. Defensively, they got some good players along the line here. Not great. They have, you know, great left end. Outside of that, they're kind of struggling. Linebackers, though, Manti Te'o is definitely a guy who can rack up some tackles. Mathis is a veteran that you have to watch out for. Brandon Flowers and Jason Ferrett are going to be the corners here with Steve Williams. Again, we're kind of missing out big time with Curtis Harden being out. But they also have Eric Weddle, a great free safety, one of the best in the NFL. And now they're bringing in Chris Haynes, a rookie to pair with him on the opposite side, who's actually getting the start over Eric Berry here. Interesting to see that move. But, you know, 80 overall rookie, definitely a guy that we have to fear. And him and Weddle moving forward are definitely going to be a duo to keep an eye on. Granted, Weddle's getting a little bit up there in age, but not yet. You know, he's still got some years left in him. So it's going to be interesting to see how those two fare. Again, you know, they've got a good secondary, and we're missing out on our prime pieces with our quarterback and our wide receivers. So definitely not going to be an easy task. We'll have to see how that plays out. Awards, let's check out the Week 7 awards. Dez Bryant, 7 catches, 152 yards, 3 touchdowns for him. Durant with 6 tackles and interception, 2 fumbles forced and 2 fumbles recovered. A monster game from him. Brandon Flowers, 6 tackles, 2 interceptions. And then Blake Bortles with 23 of 35, 338 yards, 3 passing touchdowns for him. Let's see, can I do yearly awards right now? I cannot do yearly awards yet. We're going to have to wait another week on that, I believe. So we might go through stats really quick. Just briefly scroll through the stats for the NFL here, see what we got going on. NFL leading the way in terms of yards is going to be Russell Wilson, right under 2,000. Drew Brees, 1,800. Jameis Winston, 1,700, almost 1,800. Aaron Rodgers, almost 1,700 here. And Phillip Rivers. Kellen Moore having a pretty solid season yard-wise. Touchdowns, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers leading the way with 18. Drew Brees with 17, Russell Wilson 16, Marcus Mariota 16, Alex Smith 15. Interceptions, Blake Bortles with 10 there. And then you have Kellen Moore with 9, Austin Sam, a rookie here with 8. Rushing the ball, Damian Williams is leading the way. We kind of saw him have a great game against us in the past, and here he is doing a good job. 730 yards right now. DeMarco Murray 717, Peterson 669. Mark Ingram with 601, and Bishop Sankey on this list with 562. Average yards per carry, that stat's always going to be skewed because they show some players with the little runs. DeMarco Murray leading the way with 9 rushing touchdowns. Ingram, Bolden, and Ridley each with 7. Trey Watts, Melvin Gordon, who we're about to see. Mike James, Monte Ball, and Bishop Sankey each with 6. Red, Thomas, probably going to be quite a few players with 5 there. Receiving the ball, Doug Baldwin leading the way with 47 catches, 46 for James Jones, 44 for Curley. Definitely, you know, some solid players. Definitely not who you would expect to see at the top of this list, though. DeAndre Hopkins you would expect to see there. He has 39 to go with Brandon Cooks. Touchdown-wise, Dez Bryant with 7, Curtis Harden with 7, and Brandon Cooks with 7. Devontae Adams with 6, Cecil Shorts with 6. Deshaun Young, a rookie wide receiver here for the Vikings with 5. Another rookie, Parker Hester, with 5 for the Colts there. Yeah, so solid players that we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on moving forward. Defensively, Timmons leading the way in tackles. Dansby number 2. Sometimes our players will be glitched out of this stat. And Ndamukong Suh with 11 sacks on the season already. Wow, he is having a monster one here. Connor Barwin with 9. Sheldon Richardson with 8.5. 7.5 for J.J. Watt and Aaron Lynch with 7. Interceptions, 5 for Malcolm Butler. The Super Bowl hero really starting to emerge into a star here. Navarro Bowman with 4. Nate Allen with 4. He got 2 of those against us. Bethea with 3. Flowers with 3. Barwin. Tremaine Brock now over on the Eagles has 3. Bernard Pollard with 3. Leon Hall on the 49ers now with 3. A lot of Jets players here, man. Never mind. It was only 2. I don't know. I thought I saw more. Fumbles forced. Let's see what we got here. 3 for Kirksley and 3 for Buchanan. Fumbles recovered. Buchanan with 3 here. Bostic with 2, Pizlesny with 2, and Jackson with 2. Any blocks on the season? 1 for Kuechly, TJ Ward, and Barkevius Mingo. Safeties. No safeties. Defensive touchdowns. Quite a few players here, including Ivor McKay. He actually got that one against us, if I'm not mistaken. There's Amukamara. And then Dre Kirkpatrick, who got one in the season opener, has kind of been a little bit quiet since. We're definitely going to expect him to step up a lot more now that we have made the trade. So hopefully he will step up more than we've seen from him. Ace Sanders, 2 kick returns for a touchdown. Scrolling down the list, a rookie here with Finley on the Rams. Scroll down a little more, see if we see another rookie. Nope. In terms of punt returns, let's see what we got. 2 for Antonio Brown, Torrey Smith with 1, Fuller with 1, and Reggie Kelly, another rookie here with 1. Guys, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please smash that like button. It definitely helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in Week 8 as we take on the San Diego Chargers. Later.